everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you an exercise as well as some variations for improving hip mobility, but specific to the hip hinge pattern. So when I say hip hinge, I mean being able to crease or bend at the hips, okay, as well as being able to separate or dissociate at the hips. So anytime we run or we climb a mountain or stairs or we walk, our hips have to dissociate or separate in order to be efficient with movement as well as to take stress off of our neighboring joints such as our lower back and our knees. So for those of you who don't know the functional movement screen, this is also going to specifically prove the active straight leg or the active straight leg raise pattern, okay? So the exercise is called leg lowering. This is an exercise I got from Gray Cook when I first started using the functional movement screen several years ago. And so there's different reasons as to why people may be dysfunctional or may score a 1 on this screen, but these exercises are scalable regardless of what your ability. It's also going to be good too, even if you have a 2 or a 3 on the movement screen, some of these progressions can be helpful just to maintain range of motion and movement quality, as well as be able to help warm up and, again, increase movement quality or function during your workouts. So the first variation is going to be called leg lowering 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a strap or a belt. If I have a door jamb, I can also use that as well. But essentially I'm going to lie on my back. I'm going to wrap the strap around the bottom of my foot, just like so. I'm going to raise my leg and try to straighten the knee as much as possible. So if I can't straighten the knee here, I'm going to try to go down. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room on the strap here. And I'm going to try to go down as low as I can in this range to be able to keep my knee as straight as possible with my toe pulled back. Okay, my other leg is just going to lay straight on the ground. And I want to make sure that both my feet are vertical. Okay, they're not rotated out like this at the side. I want to keep both feet vertical, toes pulled back, ankles flexed, knees straight. So what I'm going to do to get in position, bend my knee, find that range where I feel a slight stretch along the back side of my leg here, whether it's my calf or behind the knee or my hamstring. Again, maintaining a straight leg, I'm going to bring the other leg up and then keeping my lower back flat against the ground. So I'm going to have to stay engaged in my abdominals. I'm going to lower the other leg down as far as I can and then bring it back up. So lower it down, bring it back up. Okay, and the whole time I'm doing that, I'm trying to pull this leg with my own muscles, not trying to yank on the band here or the strap. I'm trying to actively use my own strength to pull this leg or this thigh towards my chest as I let the other leg go down. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's going to build range of motion, but it's going to do so because we're increasing the stability demands or stabilizing demands on our core to be able to move those hips. Okay, so this is going to help build mobility, but it's also going to help develop strength in your trunk as well. So you would do I would say 5 to 10 reps each time you lower and raise back up. That's 1 rep. So I would do 5 to 10 on each side. If one side is noticeably different than the other, I would just double the reps on the more restricted side. Okay, so let's say that's no problem for you, or you score at least a 2 on the movement screen for the active straight leg raise. What you're going to do is called leg lowering 2. And this one is going to be where you're lying on your back, same movement as last time, but this time instead of using the assist from either the strap or supporting my leg on a table or a door jamb, I'm going to use my own strength to keep this leg up while this leg moves. I'm going to relax my arms down. Okay, again, knees need to be as straight as I can get them, toes pulled back, feet are in line, they're not rotated out. And I'm going to lower. So again, 5 to 10 reps, switch sides. And you notice here when I'm doing this, the pacing is slower and controlled, okay? So we don't want to be dropping the legs and then jerking them back up, okay? So that's leg lowering 2. you're going to notice quite a bit more demands on the muscles in your trunk and your abdominals, your hip flexors. So that would be a progression from leg lowering 1. The last variation is, I would say, appropriate as well for the people who are going to score at least a 2 in the movement screen and can perform that variation, the leg lowering 2 I just showed you. This one is also going to incorporate mobility in the spine to help improve rotation with the spine, which can also help increase or improve shoulder function and mobility. So this one, I guess we can call it leg lowering 3, is you're actually going to start flat on your back, legs out, just like the active straight leg raise. And instead of lowering, I'm actually going to raise my leg. I'm going to have my arms out to the side, and I'm going to bring my leg across my body. And as I do that, I want to make sure my shoulders or my upper back is anchored to the floor. Then I'm going to come back up, lower down. Now notice on this side when I do it, when you flex, I guess in terms of what's appropriate, this knee should be at least in line with your hip, if not more or higher above your hip. Okay, so there should be less than a 90-degree angle here at the hip. If it's like this and you rotate, that's going to put a lot more strain on your lower back. So you need to at least be able to get to 90 degrees and then potentially more to do this exercise safely. So again, I'm going to rotate, keep my upper back anchored. And you can see again that nice controlled movement transition. Again, one more time on each side. Flex up. Okay, so those are again 3 leg lowering progressions that can help improve the hip mobility specific to hip hinging, dissociation at the hips. So give them a try. Make sure that you hit the prerequisites before you move on to the more challenging variation. And the best way to know if you're improving is to simply just retest your active straight leg raise. So what I can do before and after each exercise, just lie down. Pull the toes back, feet vertical, knees nice and straight. Lift the leg as high as I can. Lower it down. Same on the other side. Lower it down, okay? If the ankle of the moving leg goes past the midline, okay, right here, the midline of my down knee, that is considered a 2, okay? If it goes past mid-thigh or about mid-thigh, that's a 3, okay? So as long as you get past the knee, so this ankle should be past the bottom knee. That's a 2. Okay, and that's a 2. And that is the minimum level of acceptable range or movement to be able to score a 2 on this pattern. And it's going to really help you out with any kind of hip dissociation activity, running, sprinting, playing sports, as well as any kind of bending and lifting. So vertical jump, deadlift, any kind of kettlebell ballistic exercise. So give them a try, and we'll see you in the next video.